the 3 reasons why flexibility is limiting your speed. So if you are feeling like you're getting older and you're just not moving as well as you want, have to make some pains, and you are also seeing a loss of distance, I want to give you the 3 main reasons why flexibility is reducing your swing speed. Okay? There's reasons for this stuff. Number 1, if you are tight in your hips and your upper body, right, your main rotary centers, one of the ways in which we create speed, or the opportunity to create speed, is a direct correlation of how much our hands move and our club moves away from the ball. So, for instance, if my backswing is like this, I can only create so much speed forward, versus if my backswing is here, versus up here. Okay? So if I don't move well, I can only get so much powerful, pack a powerful punch in the swing that I have. Now you might say, hey, Tony Finau doesn't swing that far, Jon Rahm doesn't swing that far, and you're right. They are athletically very gifted and they sequence it super well, and guess what? If they lengthen their hand path, all things staying equal, their sequence stayed the same and everything stayed fine, they would definitely swing faster. However, they have their pattern right now to maintain a good balance of speed and consistency, right? Which is what you need on the PGA Tour. We need that in real life. So we can't be swinging outside of our means, but if you move better and have the means, then you're going to have a longer hand path and in turn make more speed. Our long drivers are the perfect example of that. Okay, reason number 2 why you are not going to be swinging as fast or losing distance because of your flexibility. If we are tight in our upper body and our lower body, and we make a turn, the next thing we need to be able to do is transition into our downswing, which means loading to the left side, separate a little bit of the lower body ideally, and keep the upper body slightly behind as we transition. If you have a ton of flexibility limitations, generally we get lots of tension and tightness that happens in here as well, which means as we get in to try and get to our downswing, we don't do a nice job of separating the two, everything comes together, the club gets over the top, then we start to stall our rotations to make contact. That is a speed killer. We stop moving freely. So if we have flexibility limitations, we are 1,000,000% going to be more affected in our ability to transition effectively or efficiently, generally speaking, unless you just make your shoulder swing, and then you're okay. Last but not least is really consistency. If you're limited in your flexibility, and especially my guys and gals over 40, what you're going to have happen is every day is different, number 1, right? So you're not moving well, and it's going to impact you even more when you play back-to-back days. Things get stiffer, your swing arc changes. So your ability to make the same move over and over again is a little bit harder. And second to that is that if you're not moving well, if you're stiff, you're trying to find places and fight against your body, right? So you're fighting to get somewhere. You're fighting to get in a position. You may have a little bit more lateral movement some days. Your low point control may be worse, and there go also your strike will be worse, which impacts your ability to create ball speed, right? Your smash factor efficiency. So those are 3 reasons. So 3 reasons. Let's just review just as we finish the video. 1 is hand path. We're not getting the same length of our backswing if we're really tight. Number 2 is there's too much tension in our transition. We're too tight, we're too wound up, and we don't have the ability to separate. And then number 3 is it just adds more compensations in our swing that generally slow us down, not speed us up, and they stop us from being consistent in our ball strike, which reduces our ball speed and then in turn our distance. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you feel like you're struggling with any of those things, you're going to figure out where you're most limited and attack it. Spend 5 or 10 minutes a day on it, especially on your areas of need. And certainly the more you put in, generally speaking, the more you get out. The more you work with qualified professionals, get a specific game plan on all the variables around flexibility, strength, and power, the more you'll get in terms of gains of speed.